The dust settled softly on the streets of Lagos as evening crept in, bringing with it a cool breeze that felt like a quiet relief. For Amara, that evening felt like the beginning of everything she had ever spent her nights kneeling and crying for. She had spent years waiting, watching her friends walk down the aisle, holding onto her faith like a shield against the creeping fear of being left behind. Her prayers were specific. Lord, give me a man who sees me, a man who promises and keeps it, a man who feels like home. Then came Kunle. He was charming, articulate, and attentive in a way that felt almost overwhelming. He didn't play games. When he said he would call, the phone rang exactly on the dot. One evening, sitting on her balcony with the phone pressed to her ear, Amara let her guard down. Amara, with a soft, almost hesitant smile. I didn't expect you to call back. Kunle, his tone smooth, wrapped in gentle assurance. Why wouldn't I? I said I would, didn't I? Amara, people don't usually keep promises like that. Kunle, maybe you've just been meeting the wrong people. A warm flush spread through Amara's chest as she hung up the phone. She looked up at the starlit sky, her heart brimming with a dangerous kind of certainty. And just like that, she thought, he made me feel like I had finally met the right one. This is it. This is my answered prayer. But answers from heaven don't usually come with conditions that slowly shrink your world. It started small. A comment here, a furrowed brow there. At first, Amara translated his behavior as intense devotion. If he wanted to know where she was every hour of the day, it was because he missed her. If he didn't want her wearing certain dresses, it was because he treasured her beauty and wanted to keep it private. But love shouldn't feel like a room losing oxygen. The turning point came on a Saturday afternoon after Amara had spent the day catching up with a childhood friend. When she got home, Kunle was waiting for her, his posture rigid, his face a mask of quiet displeasure. Kunle, who were you with yesterday? Amara, just my friend, I told you already. Kunle, voice sharpening, cutting through the air. I don't like that friend, she influences you too much. Amara, she's been my friend since secondary school, Kunle. Kunle, and I've known you for what? Months? So you trust her more than me? Amara, shrinking back. It's not like that. Kunle, softening his voice, stepping closer to wrap his arms around her. I'm just trying to protect you. Amara stood frozen in his embrace. The hug didn't feel warm. It felt like a cage. Protection, her mind whispered as she stared blankly over his shoulder. That was the word he used every time he took away something I loved. The cracks began to widen, and with the cracks came the crushing weight of confusion. Kunle began a pattern of emotional hide-and-seek. He would disappear for days, leaving Amara drowning in anxiety, staring at her silent phone, wondering what she had done wrong. One evening, kneeling by her bed, she wept. God, if this isn't right, please show me, give me a sign. Almost instantly, her phone buzzed on the rug. It was Kunle. She answered on the first ring, her heart formatting 1,000 apologies she shouldn't have had to make. Kunle. Hey, sorry I disappeared? I was just stressed. Amara. You didn't answer my calls, Kunle. I didn't know what was happening. Kunle. So now I can't have space? Amara. I was just worried. Kunle. Cold, dismissive. You worry too much. That's your problem. She sat in the dark long after the call ended. She had asked God for a sign, and the phone had rung. Was that the sign to stay? Or was the coldness in his voice the warning she was too afraid to heed? Somewhere between love and confusion, she completely stopped knowing which one was real. Before long, the manipulation took on a darker, heavier form. When Amara finally gathered the courage to tell him that the constant walking on eggshells was killing her spirit, Kunle didn't get angry. He broke down. Amara, Kunle, I don't feel okay in this relationship anymore. Kunle. his voice dropping to a desperate, hollow whisper. "So you're leaving?" "Amara, I just said I'm not okay." "Kunli, if you leave me, I don't know what I'll do to myself. You're the only thing keeping me stable." Amara, her breath catching, her hands shaking. "Don't say that. Why would you put that on me?" "Kunle, because it's the truth." The silence that followed was suffocating. And just like that, Amara stopped being a girlfriend. She became a lifeline. She stayed not out of love, but out of a terrifying sense of liability. Those who loved Amara watched her fade. The vibrant, laughing woman they knew was being replaced by a shadow who constantly checked her phone in a panic. During a frantic lunch date, her best friend finally laid it all bare. "Best friend? Amara, look at yourself. This guy is controlling you." "Amara, he's just emotional. You don't understand. He has a lot of trauma." "Best friend, no. That's manipulation, Amara." Amara, defensive, tears springing to her eyes. "You don't understand him. I prayed about him. God will fix him." "Best friend," softly reaching across the table to hold her hand. "What if God is trying to remove him?" The question hung in the air like a heavy mist. Amara went entirely silent. She didn't want to answer because deep down, the truth was beginning to burn. The definitive shattering came on a Tuesday afternoon. A stray notification on Kunli's iPad, left unlocked on the coffee table, caught her eye. She didn't want to look, but her hands moved on their own. What she found wasn't just a mistake. It was a parallel life. Messages, pictures, expressions of love meant for someone else. When Kunle walked into the room and saw her holding the device, his face didn't even register guilt. It registered annoyance. "Amara," a broken whisper. "Kunle, who is this?" "Kunle, what are you talking about? You're overthinking again." "Amara, don't lie to me. I saw the messages." Kunle, sighing loudly, crossing his arms. "So you're going through my phone now? You're not perfect either, Amara." He turned it on her. He spun the narrative until the room felt upside down. And as she sat on the floor, watching him walk out to take a call, the realization hit her like a physical blow. Somehow, she had become the problem in her own heartbreak. That night, Amara didn't just cry, she broke down completely. She fell to her knees, the pain in her chest so sharp she could barely draw breath. "Amara," screaming into the empty room. "God, I did everything right. I prayed, I stayed, I tried. Why does it still hurt like this?" She wept until she had no tears left, her forehead pressed against the cold tiles. And in the silence of that empty room, the denial finally stripped away. She realized she had been treating prayer like a magic wand to change a man who had no desire to change. She had been asking God to bless a situation he was actively trying to rescue her from. She sat up, wiped her face, and breathed deeply. For the first time in a year, her voice was steady. Amara, whispering, "God, I'm not asking you to fix him anymore. If he is not meant for me, remove him. Even if I cry, even if I hurt, just take him away." That was the first prayer she had prayed in a very long time that didn't come from a place of fear. It was a prayer of surrender. The final confrontation lacked the grand drama Kunle expected. When Amara packed the few things she had kept at his apartment, she didn't yell. She didn't cry. The fire had gone out, leaving behind a cold, indestructible clarity. "Amara, I'm done." Kunle, laughing slightly, assuming it was another tantrum. "You always say that." Amara, "No, this time I mean it." Kunle, "You'll come back." Amara, "I won't." Kunle, his eyes turning ice cold. "You're making a mistake." Amara, "No, I was staying in one." She walked out and didn't look back. Leaving didn't feel like an immediate victory. It felt like withdrawal. For the first few weeks, the silence in her apartment was deafening. She had to fight the urge to check her phone, had to unlearn the habit of panic, had to remind herself that she was no longer responsible for another adult's survival. It was like learning how to breathe again after holding your breath underwater for far too long. Your lungs burn at first, but then the air tastes sweet. Slowly, the color started returning to Amara's life. She reconnected with the friends she had cast aside. She remembered the things that made her laugh. She started coming back to herself. And in that quiet space of healing, she finally understood the profound truth she had been blind to for so long. Not every answered prayer is supposed to stay in your life. Sometimes, God sends people simply to show you what you deserve to be healed from. Sitting on her balcony once more, watching the sun dip below the horizon, Amara smiled a genuine smile. Amara, faith is not denial, and love is not pain. Lessons from this little story. 1. Red flags are warnings, not prayer points. Faith is not denial. When someone shows you who they are through control, manipulation, or disrespect, do not treat those behaviors as flaws you need to pray away. God often answers your prayer for protection by exposing their true character. 2. Love grows your world. It doesn't shrink it. Healthy love brings freedom, peace, and community. If a relationship requires you to walk on eggshells, cut off trusted friends, and lose your identity just to keep the peace, it is captivity, not devotion. 3. You are a partner, not a rehab center. You are responsible to people, but you are not responsible for them. Taking on someone else's unhealed trauma at the expense of your own mental health is a trap. You cannot be a girlfriend to someone who needs a therapist. 4. Listen to those who see the smoke. When you are deeply entangled in a toxic dynamic, your judgment gets clouded by your emotional investment. Don't push away the warnings of trusted friends. They can see the fire clearly because they aren't standing in the smoke. 5. Not every open door is a home. Just because someone initially felt like an answered prayer doesn't mean they were meant to stay forever. Sometimes, people enter your life simply as a mirror to reveal your own lack of boundaries, showing you what you need to heal from. 6. Missing someone doesn't mean you should go back. Leaving a toxic relationship feels like withdrawal before it feels like peace. Do not mistake the pain of a breakup for a sign that you made a mistake. Missing them is just part of the grieving process. It doesn't mean you belong back in the cage.